the baccalaureate math exam, yeah, just hearing those words can be pretty intimidating, right? It can feel like this huge, impossible mountain. But what if I told you there's a clear blueprint to not just climb it, but to conquer it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
Ready? Because we're not just shooting to squeak by here. No way. The goal is to walk into that exam feeling confident and ready to absolutely ace it. So let's dive right into the strategy.
All right, our game plan is pretty straightforward, broken down into 4 key parts. First up, building a solid foundation. Then we'll talk about making practice your strongest ally. After that, it's all about mastering exam day itself. And finally, we'll cover the resources out there to help you succeed.
Okay, first things first, building a solid foundation. You wouldn't try to build a house on shaky ground, right? Same thing here. Before you can even dream of tackling those really tough problems, you need a foundation that's absolutely rock solid. Everything else depends on this.
So what does this rock-solid foundation actually mean? Well, it really just comes down to 2 key things. First, you've got to speak the language of math fluently. We're talking the terms, the concepts, the logic. It all has to make perfect sense. And second, those formulas, you can't just memorize them. They have to become muscle memory. You need to know them so well that you instinctively know which one to use, why you're using it, and when to use it. No hesitation.
Okay, so you've got your foundation. Now it's time to hit the gym, so to speak. It's time to build up that problem-solving muscle. And in math, that means practice. But listen, this isn't about just doing endless problems over and over. It's about smart, strategic training that's designed specifically for this exam.
So what's in our training toolkit? Well, you want to start with the corrected exercises from your classwork. That's how you lock in the concepts from each chapter. Quizzes and multiple choice questions? Those are great for quick-fire drills to test what you know. But the real game changer, the absolute gold standard, is working with official past papers. There is no better way to get a feel for the real thing.
And this right here is the whole point of all that practice. It's not about volume. It's about developing a kind of superpower, pattern recognition. You want to get to the point where you look at a problem and your brain just goes, yep, seen this before, I know what they're asking, and here are the best ways to tackle it. That's the leap from just doing math to actually mastering it.
And look, I've got to be real with you here. There's a secret to all of this, but it's not a glamorous one. There are no magic tricks or last-minute hacks for math. The single most important thing, the real secret, is just consistent, regular work, all year long. Seriously, trying to cram for this exam it doesn't work. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
All right, so you've put in the work all year long. The foundation is solid, you've practiced like crazy. Now, it's game day. This is where all that preparation pays off. And on exam day, it's not just about what's in your head. It's about how you perform when that clock is ticking.
Okay, listen up because this is huge. The first 10 minutes of the exam are absolutely critical. And what you do in those 10 minutes might feel, well, wrong. Your gut will tell you to jump right in and start solving problems. Don't do it. Resist that urge. Instead, just read. Read the entire thing, every instruction, every single question. Then sketch out a quick plan. How much time for each exercise? This little bit of planning up front can literally save you from a total meltdown later on.
Now let's talk about your trusty sidekick, the calculator. This thing can be your best friend or your worst enemy. On one hand, you absolutely have to know it inside and out, master all its functions, because that's going to save you so much time. But on the other hand, you can't be totally dependent on it. If you find yourself punching in like 7 times 8, you're not just wasting time, you're showing a weakness. You need to be able to do the basics without it.
Here's something that's super easy to forget in the heat of the moment. Who grades your paper? A person, a real live human being. And a clean, well-organized paper where your reasoning is easy to follow, that doesn't just prove you know your stuff, it makes that person's job easier. And trust me, you want the person grading your exam to be in a good mood. Don't let messy handwriting or a chaotic layout hide all your brilliant work.
Okay, on to our final key pillar. And this one's really important. You are not in this alone. Preparing for this exam isn't some solo quest you have to go on. There's a whole world of support out there, and reaching out for help, that's not a sign of weakness. It's one of the smartest things you can do.
So where do you look for help first? Well, usually the best place to start is right in your own classroom, your teacher. If you're stuck, if something just isn't clicking, ask them. They know the curriculum, they know you, and their feedback is priceless for getting you back on track. A tutor can do the same thing, offering that really focused, one-on-one attention when you need it.
And there's more out there too. You've got private lessons, which are amazing for zeroing in on your specific trouble spots.
Then there are those intensive revision courses. Think of them like a boot camp to get everything fresh in your mind right before the exam. And of course, there's a ton of online support, giving you access to courses, exercises, and past papers whenever you need them. It's all about figuring out what works best for you.
So there you have it. That's the formula. Let's just run through it one last time. Number 1, build that strong foundation. Number 2, practice smart and strategically. Number 3, execute your plan on exam day. And number 4, use your support system. That is your roadmap to success.
Okay, so we've talked through the whole strategy, but a plan is just a plan until you do something with it, right? Success is all about action. So the real question is, what are you going to do now? Right now, today. What's the very first step you're going to take to get started on this path? Think about it and then go do it.